Hi and welcome. I'm going to show you a few things about BoringPredictable server, or BoRPred as we call it. Um, this one is installed at Azure websites and it's over SSL, HTTPS. And everything about BoRPred is HTTPS and SSL, so it's important to remember this. Everything about BoRPred is authenticated, so you need to log in order to access it. And there's quite a few things you can do, but there's not really much to show before we get started with our model. So switch over to Eco or App Complete, or what you use for modeling. And what we want to do here is to find the cloud connection bottom up in the toolbar. So you're gonna press that, and down here you see the address to our BoRPred server, that my BoRPred server that I showed you just now, and it's appended with admin service admin.svc. And that's the same for all BoRPred servers. It's just the endpoint to communicate with the BoRPred server. And also we're going to choose the app slot. All BoRPred servers have 3 app slots: A0, A1 and A2, and you can think of it as different applications, different models, that you can have 3 different application systems or models at any given BoRPred server. And also there's a 4th model called admin, where we store meta information about the other models. And we're gonna check this box, suggest automated deploy, and that automates most of the things that the BoRPred server is gonna do with our model once we upload it. So when I press go, I'm gonna upload to A1, to that server that we entered at the Azure websites. Now we upload it, and also it's of course the authentication needs to be entered up here, and this is stored along with the model or a settings file besides the model, so you don't have to redo it all the time. So I'm gonna go back to BoRPred and the admin area and the admin browser app. This is actually a VPF web browser application, so it runs locally even if it runs in the browser. So we were at slot A1, so I'm gonna click that one, and down here we see earlier model versions, and the one we uploaded now is the last one. Database updated is the state for these. And then this is the log, what the server has done, and executed statements: none, evolve success. There was no difference between the model we just uploaded and the one that BoRPred had seen before, so that's why there's no differences, why there's no changes in the change script. So let's change the model, adding attributes, adding a new class, adding associations to the new class, and hitting the cloud connection button once more, pressing go. Everything is entered as before, even the authentication is in place. Refresh at BoRPred, and we find a new model version: request server evolve model. Right, now we just have to sit back and wait for BoRPred to find this new model and calculate the change script and apply the change script to the database. So and there it's done, database updated. So let's look at the information what the server did with this. It says evolve started, and it says add table, and it creates foreign keys and attributes and everything, and evolve success. So we're done. So heading back to the main page of BoringPred, let's check the auto forms, which is one of the services available in the BoringPredictable server. This is in slot A1, and in class 1 we had the value already, and we can go in and look at the details. And in what about the new one we added, class 3? There's no values, of course, it's brand new. So let's add one row to this one object of this class, C3 1, and submit. And let's see what you expect to happen here then. Well, in eco or app complete you can prototype. So let's prototype this model. And prototype allows for persistent storage of the prototype data, and XML is most likely the most common prototype storage, but you could just as well have SQL, your local SQL Server database, or what have you. None, as in transient, or you could have BoringPredictable, and that's what we're going to show today. So that's the same address as we had in the cloud connection dialog. So that's the same values. I don't have to change anything here. Slot A1. Right, so I can go ahead and start that system and show the echo space debugger. So we would expect to see the object that we created at the BoringPred server here, and we do. Great, so I'm gonna add a few more, and entering a few values in here. And in the EcoSpace debugger we have the auto forms, which are Windows Forms prototypes for every class. So I'm gonna, and they support drag drop, so I'm gonna connect the associations that we created like this, and then we're gonna expect to see the class 3 in the class 1 as an association. So, and also these new attributes that we added in class 1, I'm gonna enter some values there. Right, and dirty objects, and let's save all those dirty objects to the server. Right, and we're heading back to BoringPred and looking at the auto forms once more. And since if everything has worked as expected now, we would see when we check the class 3 that it has the new values that we added, the new objects. Right, and this is pretty much what I'm going to show you in this first video about BoringPred. But I hope you can appreciate from the few things that you've seen that we have solved a lot of the boring predictable problems, like HTTPS to the server, authentication of using the server, the work included in maintaining your database as you go along with database evolve from the model, and there's a lot more to BoringPredictable that I hopefully can show you further on. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll be back.